Okay, it is September 3rd, 2025. Here we are in front of the S&P 500. ES, September contract. So in about 6 minutes, we're going to have the JOLTs data come out. And on the right side of the screen here, you have the 5-minute. Take out pre-market sell side here during the 9:30 open. And we're just gonna seek out this opening range gap. So that's traded to the midpoint there. Oh. Let's put a lock on that. Okay. Just doing some adjustments on the top screen here. Look at it, I'm just drawing out this opening range gap for NASDAQ. So we're looking to trade deeper into this new week opening gap August 3rd for both markets, the NASDAQ and ES. But let's see where the JOLTS report takes this. It's going to be in about 4 minutes. So we actually opened up in a premium. We opened up higher than we closed from last night. First presentation there for the NASDAQ. Got to. Those are our next levels of buy side. But buy side so far looks pretty jagged. Let's go back to the main screen. S&P showing a lot more weaker than the NASDAQ right now. Okay, so S&P creating a lower low than the NASDAQ right now. little. I'll fix this later. But you see S&P 500 here is making a lower low. NASDAQ has not done that. This is on the 5-minute here. NASDAQ looks like it's consolidating more, where it's pretty damn obvious here on the Dow. Dow's hitting lower. Going for a sell side there. 10 o'clock, JOLTs report is out. So, actual 7.18, forecast was 7.3. A little bit of a miss there. U.S. factory orders, yeah, a little bit of a miss there too. Wow. Job quits in July, 3.28 million. Interesting. Okay, so data is out. I'm probably not going to look into anything until 10:15. Let's just watch how the market reacts to this news. How about we go back to the market, dude? So we've been trading in this range right here, bouncing off of equilibrium, 50% mark from this low, this high. New week opening gap is in our sights. The NASDAQ is way closer to its new week opening gap though, so I gotta keep an eye on that. If you look at the NASDAQ here, the NASDAQ is way closer to its new week opening gap here. So I gotta watch if NASDAQ comes into its new week opening gap. Does it want to go higher, continue higher, or does it react and come back down? Haven't had a lot of trading below midnight range for the NASDAQ, so I would be worried about that. That is a concern going down, being bearish, right? If the NASDAQ wants to continue higher, I would suspect that S&P 500 would want its new week opening gap later on in the morning. But let's see how we do. Like, I think if NASDAQ is going to hit yesterday's high, we'll probably see S&P near its new week opening gap. Let's leave this on a 15-minute for now. Yeah. Okay. You know, I really should just add something like that, right? So if I want to pull up the NASDAQ, I'll just pull it up like that. Kind of like that though. Kind of gives it a little bit of a border, right? Okay. So I'll leave that there if we want to If you want to pull up the NASDAQ while we're watching ES, because I'm primarily an ES trader. So S&P trading into its first presentation here. First presentation for a value gap. Let's see what it wants to do from here. So let's take this high into new week opening gap. Where are we relative to equilibrium? We're below it right now. Let's see if this 5-minute order block, this 5-minute order block right here, let's see if it can hold price. I want to see the support price take out this swing high. Maybe I can find a trade up to the buy side here at 64.60. Maybe hit new week opening gap. Dow is making a lower low. As you can see, Dow's making that lower low. How did I have this earlier? Oh yeah, that's right. Switch over to the hourly chart. Trading in this fair value gap on the hourly here. Yeah, I would like to see this high get taken out. If we're going to be bullish, I'd like this high taken out for the week. Price has really rejected this order block here, this down close candle. So the top of that candle, midpoint of that candle, the price has just been bouncing off of the top part of that order block here on the daily chart. Okay. So the NASDAQ just hit the bottom portion of that new week opening gap. It's taken out pre-market buy side. Now, does it want to go and dig deeper there? S&P 500 is just consolidating around. Looking pretty ugly so far. This is the 15-minute here. I'm going to delete that for now. Let's see, 15-minute candle on the NASDAQ has a little bit less than 4 minutes. Well, let me see where this 15-minute close is for the NASDAQ. I'm looking at this order block right here. If it closes above this high, I'd be bullish on S&P. That's new sell side there. So we've covered most of the opening range gap. Well, we covered all of it actually. NASDAQ looks pretty strong. Let's switch over to the dollar right quick. Dollar showing some weakness here. It's been consolidating on the higher time frame though. Look at the weekly on the dollar, very wicky. Long wicks going down here on the dollar's weekly. Quick shot at Bitcoin. Bitcoin bouncing off. Let's see here. It's in between two breakers on the daily. Respecting that fair value gap from July 2nd. NVIDIA, yeah, pretty close to flat. Gold going up. Damn. Dollar going down, gold going up. Bond yields, this is the 10-year. 10-year going down. And I think we just saw the market dump here. And, okay. Market's dumping. So, NASDAQ has tapped that new week opening gap. This 15-minute chart this 15-minute chart is so far respecting this order block here, right? So you had 10 a.m. news go beyond that order block. You have to expect that. The economic news will always bring strong volatility. In what direction will it bring it to? You don't know. So that's why we wait. Now, where this is going to, let me see if this closes below this order block here on the NASDAQ. little inefficiency here, but I think it's going to take out. It wants to come down here. Maybe. Or it's just a choppy day today. It could just be a choppy day, but like I said, the NASDAQ hasn't really done a whole lot of trading below the midnight range, so that's why it would be. So if I was bearish, I'd be aiming for something low like that. And if NASDAQ wants to go bearish, S&P is gonna try for its midnight range, take out this sell side, almost like around London's low, right? London takes out Asia's high and Asia's low. Let's see how we do. Yeah, looking ugly so far. Okay, 10:17. Keeping an eye on this SIBI right here. This 15-minute candle right here basically rebalances and closes below this 15-minute candle's close. So let's see, I'm going to take that off. Halfway point of this wick here is what I'm measuring. On the 1 minute candle or the 1 minute chart, I want to kind of see this. See if it respects this SIBI or just trades right through. If it trades right through it, I'm not convinced that we're bearish. Stops right at that 50% mark right there. Trading around new day opening gap for Wednesday, which is today. 5-minute chart. 5-minute chart looks like it wants to rebalance this candle. I think the new week opening gap is the draw. Trades right through it. Let me see if this 5-minute rebalances these two candles here. potential breaker. Right, we got the swing high, low, lower low. Five-minute rebalances this downward move here. Balanced price range right there. Oh, NASDAQ makes a higher low than the S&P. And the S&P is about to make a higher high than the NASDAQ. So S&P makes the NASDAQ makes a higher low here. But S&P makes a lower low. Now it just made a higher high. Alright, let's see what happens. Still watching. Still watching. Still in consolidation here. Still in this range of consolidation. Comes back into new day opening gap. Taps that top portion of this balanced price range here. $10:23, 7 minutes until, oh no, 10:22. 8 minutes until 1 full hour has ended. We don't want price coming back into this gray area. We want to just keep price bouncing off the top of that. Just bouncing off, keep it above that there. So you can see that there's resistance within this SIBI on the 15-minute. You can see on the 5-minute as well. I want to see if this breaker holds up. Get rid of that. So this has closed, this candle here closed above this up close candle, this swing high here. I want to see if price maintains the volume above the halfway point of this breaker. Okay, this is the last 5-minute candle until 10:30. Let's see where it goes. I think it goes higher. I think it goes higher. Balanced price range and breaker combo. I gotta remember that. So it just goes to show you, like, economic results does not dictate the direction of the market. I mean, if you ever need convincing that it's all based off of an algorithm, I mean, that's one of the reasons to support the idea that the markets are manipulated. Price working this inefficiency here. NASDAQ is about halfway into its new week opening gap. Trades down to equilibrium of the breaker. I would like that next candle to close above that. Just reprice it. Still working this 5-minute SIBI though. Volume just dropped below equilibrium. What time is it? 10:29. Last minute. Last minute. Hits that balanced price range here. Working into that balanced price range. Still watching it. Still looks ugly. Still looking ugly. And this week is also non-farm payrolls week. But it's leaving relative equal highs here. So that's a good sign if you're bullish. Okay, 1 full hour of trading is now over. Still within the breaker. It's still within that fair value gap there. Rebalances. Let me see if it rebalances that candle there. I'd use that as a order block if that's the case. Okay. Might not come back here. So 445 to 453. Hmm. $15-minute looks bullish on the NASDAQ. 460. Tap that fair value gap one more time. NASDAQ just hit the new week opening gap, the top part of its new week opening gap. NASDAQ ripping higher to its well, it's headed towards Tuesday. It's heading toward Tuesday. New day opening gap. I gotta be careful here, because NASDAQ can turn after it hits new day opening gap. And NASDAQ's going higher, and S&P is consolidating here. Now that I might refer back to this order block here. $10.40. So I am watching NASDAQ coming closer and closer into Tuesday's new day opening gap. I would just love to have the S&P 500 macro just shoot all the way up. It's 1042. Macro is going to start at 1050. Macro starts at 1050. If the NASDAQ hits that Tuesday opening day, new day opening gap of Tuesday, I'm moving my stop loss to break even. Because we just might see a violent reversal from there. Yeah, buy side liquidity there too, and a little inefficiency up top. But this right here is a whole balanced price range, so I gotta watch out. I have got to watch out here. Okay, so it hits it. I'm gonna move it for a $50 stop loss. We have the macro coming up too. Now, you know what? Low leverage today. All right. 300 bucks. Low leverage day. Volatile week, non-farm payrolls week. We're done.